Hi! So tomorrow is the last day of 2021. Yay! So that means this is the last video from me for 2021. And I hope you enjoyed the project. Hey all, Sai here! Well, I made a horseshoe project and then we had a bazaar and I sold it. And then I had someone come up and go, oh no, it's gone. And they wanted to buy it that someone already bought. And so I told them, well, I can make you another one. So they ordered another one. So I'm gonna make that, and I thought I would show you how I made it. So this is what it is. It's just some horseshoes and then some barbed wire that's copper around the horseshoes, a heart. So that's what I'm gonna do. I need 2 horseshoes and then I need some more horseshoe pieces. And on this picture, you can see that they've like layered the horseshoes, but I've noticed when I layer stuff, then it doesn't set down flat or sit down flat, you know what I mean? So I'm actually gonna cut the horseshoe where it meets there. And so I'm gonna get it all lined out. Laid out, I mean. Get it laid out. So, and then I get some other horseshoe pieces to make it go downward like that. And this horseshoe piece. So this is from my previous project. So some horseshoe ends I have left. So let's see what I can do here. Make that like so. There, I think that's gonna work. So now what I'm going to do is I am just going to mark where I want to cut this horseshoe. And then I'm going to mark this also so that I can cut those so they can fit better. Okay, went and got my shield. And now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to go cut that piece off. Picking on this old metal cutting saw, it works really well. I'm just going to cut along the line. There, yay! We'll see how that worked. Ah, yeah, look at that. It worked really well. Woo! Yeah! And now I'm going to cut these ends off. Cut those 2 ends off. I'll go do that real quick. Hey, I almost forgot about the lube, the metal cutting oil. So thanks, Joe, for sending this to me. I'm going to use it when I cut the rest of these horseshoes. That lube worked awesome. Yay. So let's see how these are now. So now I'm going to mark this one here, this one here, and get those cut next. Right there. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this like that. Oops, I don't need that down there. I'm just going to cut this because that's the only piece I need. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Nice. I am going to grind off this a little bit. Grind that away. And then I'm going to grind these a little straighter. So let's go do that at the grinder. I am going to change this angle so it goes down like that. Take that off. And we'll do that real quick. Look at that. Woo! Looks like it needs to be ground down right in the center there some. Right there. Just a little bit. Do that real quick. There. Okay, nice. Nice. Woo! Before I do the welding now, I need to just clean up the metal so that it is nice and clean so that it will weld. So I have grabbed some 80 grit. And I'm just gonna rough those spots up. So I tried welding this on the back side once before, and I actually like doing it on the front better because I end up grinding my welds down some, and I like the look of it having a weld there instead of just two lines like that, or you know, it doesn't look together there. So that's why I'm going to weld it on the front. And here is what it's looking like now. Okay, I'm going to start welding. Woo! You have this grasshopper thing, and it holds pieces for you. You can also use it for grounding, but I think I'm just going to hold these guys right there. And then you can put the ground right there, or I'm just going to put the ground on the table. Like that. Okay. Turn on my gas. Turn on the welder. Get the ground plugged in. I can plug it into my grasshopper, or I'm just going to plug it over on the table. My welding helmet on. Okay. And if everything is grounded fine, it should be good to go. A smaller tip would be nicer, but this is what I have, so this is what I'm going to deal with. Alright, here we go. Inexperienced welder, and I forgot to put my rubber gloves on. But I finally remembered here in just a bit. Right there. Yeah, a little over right here. Nice, I think. Okay. Let's move on to... I should have my gloves on. What am I thinking? My gloves! My gloves! I forgot about my gloves! Okay, put them on right now. Maybe a little bit more right there. That one. And that piece stuck up a little bit. I think that's okay. Start that one. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. Ooh. Fire. I think I will do a little bit on the back just to make it a little better. Well, let's take a look at the welds, and it's still hot, so I'm going to use my rev still. So that gap I was able to fill, yay! And this one moved a little bit, even though I adjusted it, it moved, but I think I can make it work. I think it's going to be fine. And on the back side, I just filled in the gap a little bit and did a little, but I'm going to be smoothing all these anyway, so I don't mind the bubbles and stuff. But that looks pretty good there. That one's grind these. It's nice and cooled down now. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this for a hold down, which is really cool. Husband made that for the welding table here. And I'm actually gonna use like a 40 grit sandpaper thing. I like this better than the grinding wheels. It's just not as scary. So I'm just gonna take those down. Takes it down pretty quick actually. Well, I guess not as quick as it would if it was, you know, an actual grinding thing, but it works. It works. Stay there, okay. That was the back side, so now the back side is all nice and flat. Yeah, cool. And now to do the front. I'm gonna go over the whole thing to give it that like polishy look, since I'm grinding it. Yay! So now this, I'm going to clean that up over on the grinding wheel. Cool. Yeah, I like it. Okay, well, let's see if there's anything I need to get off. I think that looks pretty good. Yay! I like it. Oh, I like it. Now I'll let it cool off a little while, and then we'll put the wire on it. Down in the craft room now, and I'm going to put copper barbed wire around the heart. So I have to make that. And how I did it last time was, I took a bunch of copper, just like this. Kind of guesstimated on how much I needed. I think what I'll do is I'll just make 2 long things. There, I use all the rest of this thickness of copper that I have, which is, oh, I don't know what gauge it is. Let me go look. I don't know what gauge this is, but this is 20 gauge. And this is heavier. So let's see, the smaller the number, the heavier the gauge. So this might be like, I don't know, they have 15 gauge? Maybe I have another one in here. 18 gauge. It's heavier than that. 24 gauge, 2 gauge. So I get the wire, and then I just start wrapping it. And one thing I need to do is, I need to put something here for a hanger. So I am going to start doing it right here. So I'm just going to go. Not sure why the device kept making noises at me. I don't like that really. So I just started wrapping the double wire around the heart. Just wrap like that. this must be like 15 gauge if there is such a thing. It's still easy to bend, but it's heavier than, you know, the light stuff. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I was saying, whatever this gauge was, heavier than 18, it was still pretty easy to wrap around the horseshoe heart. Be careful not to hit myself in the face or in the eyeballs. So I have a wire straightening tool. That's what this is. And I took a wire class. That's where I got all this copper wire. And it was for for making like mounts for stones or something like that. And we learned some other things. There, look, cool. I love it. I love it. Then I just snipped any excess wire and curled and tucked the end away in the back. There. Okay. I have a hook on the back now for it. Perfect. So now what you do is you make the barbed wire. So I just go through with some wire, and I'm going to use 18 gauge, and you just make like the things for, I'll show you. You put the wire around it like that, and then you just wrap it a few times. Here's a close-up view. You take the wire, and I would have used the same gauge as the wire I wrapped the heart with, but I didn't have any more of it, 15 or whatever it was, but this 18 was looking just fine. So you just wrap it around the wire twice or even 3 times and cut the ends off, and I like having them stick out a bit to look like real live barbed wire. And I made quite a few barbs all over the heart. All right, there it is. Yay! And here is the finished project. Yes. And the thing I like about this is I was able to do this in one day. And not today, but the day that I made the video. I thought of it that day, and then I started it that day and finished it. And I hardly have anything like that I do. So I was really, it's just fun to start something and have it done. I'm sure you know what I mean. And like I said at the beginning of the video, this is the last, well, tomorrow's the last day of the year. So this is the last video of the year for me. And I say it was a fun year. And so I'm gonna just keep plugging along in the shop and keep plugging along with videos. All right, here comes husband! And hi. To bid you off a new year.
Hopefully you have a great happy new year 2022. Here we come. Yay!
Woo-hoo! Yeah! Thanks for joining me. See you next year. Bye!